Family, it is so very, very sad to look at Mthuli Ncube as he goes around with Emmerson Mnangagwa, especially on this very trip that they are in China. You still remember when Mthuli Ncube came, how he was so ambitious about the position of being the Minister of Finance in Zimbabwe, coming up with quite a lot of suggestions. And one of the major suggestions that he came up with was the idea that he was going to get rid of the bond note as one of the major and first things that he was going to do. And I remember Jonathan Moyo mocking him on Twitter and telling him that you are mafikizolo, you don't even understand these things. You will know when you are inside that whatever that you are talking about and thinking that you will come and implement is going to be happening. Because indeed, that's exactly what we saw happening later on. We never expected that Mthuli Ncube was going to be reduced, to just a puppet of Mnangagwa and the Mnangagwa family, especially at this time where we are seeing Kuda Mnangagwa becoming more active. After the appointment of his son to that ministry, we've seen Mthuli Ncube going underground and totally, appearing like he's non-existent and is not even in the public domain, is not the one who is calling the shots. It seems like everything is being done by Kuda and Gwamatanga. There is a lot that is actually happening. So as we see Mnangagwa and family and son and the other does having gone to China, we've also seen Mthuli Ncube just being there, being just a shadow of his former self. You don't even know whether he really understands what is happening or what he's doing there or anything, because he's just more of a puppet. There is one of the pictures that we were showing where you find Mthuli Ncube as they are walking with the other officials of China. You find the son of Mnangagwa being next to him, to the father there, and Mthuli Ncube back there, back in the crowd. And you can just ask yourself, what really is happening? So already Mnangagwa has started to position his children and pushing out those that he doesn't need that much anymore. And his children are becoming more and more exposed, his children becoming more and more in control of things or at the center of what is happening. And indeed, this is the plan that we know Mnangagwa is having, of course, of the Mafidi Dynasty, where he wants to totally capture Zimbabwe and hand it over to his children. And then it's going to be from there, from his sons to the grandchildren and on and on and on, and things like that. So this is one sickening thing that I think ZANU-PF people must begin to wake up from. I don't know or whether ZANU-PF is ever going to survive in the future, where we are going, especially with this kind of failure in terms of philosophy, where they've told themselves that it's like they ran out of leadership. It's like there is a leadership of crisis or vacuum in ZANU-PF, where they don't have leaders. Once they have one, they don't believe that they can have another. That's the same thing that they were doing also with Robert Mugabe, that they never believed that they could have another person who could come and become president. It looked like the name president itself was now just attached to one individual. That's why they were singing that Mugabe will rule even in the grave. Mugabe is going to rule even in the wheelchair. And the wheelchair was even bought. We still remember the wheelchair was bought. Yes. So this exactly is just one thing that is so surprising about ZANU-PF. So the coming in of Emmerson Mnangagwa was supposed to be just an indication that no, there's nothing special about this issue of somebody being president. Anyone can wake up tomorrow and be president, because it doesn't really take much than what people want to think. It's not much really. Being a president, I don't even think that it really needs you to be a superhuman of some sort. You just need to have common sense. You just need to be somebody of a level-headedness, and that's all. And be able also just to listen to the people and have the right people surrounding you, the right leaders, the right people to send to do the work that you need to be done. And that's it. Full stop. I don't see it being something that is so, because when you look at somebody like Emmerson Mnangagwa, if Mnangagwa can really become a president and can run a country for a year, even if he's going in the negative direction, but he's there. You see, it means there is nothing so special about that, really. there's nothing so special. So ZANU-PF people must wake up from this fallacy, this lie that exists in their minds, that once there is a leader in front there, then automatically it means there's no other leader. There can never be any other leader again. No, that is not true. That is not true. If Mnangagwa can go and they can come somebody else, and they have people, in ZANU-PF that I know that these people can be very good leaders, very good leaders. Just imagine somebody like Fortune Chassis. Fortune Chassis is a very good leader. That man could lead ZANU-PF, and ZANU-PF can become a successful party if they were honest and sincere with each other. That is one problem that I see with them. They are not honest with each other. They don't want to tell each other the truth. They don't want to agree that, no, guys, we are guided by principles. We are guided by rules. No, if we want our organization to work, or the country itself to work, there is no one who should break the rules or the agreements that we have set as a people. That is what becomes our principle. So any party or political organization that doesn't have or that doesn't respect its principles, its constitutions and its laws, rules and whatever, it won't survive. It won't last. That's why now we see that there is lawlessness in ZANU-PF. And Machacha is always crying about that. The new political commissar, you see, he's crying about that because he sees that the party is ungovernable because there are people that are just doing what they want. And he has been bemoaning this issue for a very, very long time, talking about the issue of having law people that are abiding by the rules and the law and uniting. But there are some that feel that we are too closer to Mnangagwa. They do what they want. They don't toe the line. They disrespect others and things like that. How do you run an organization like that? So it's just an indication that Mnangagwa is so poor when it comes to issues of leadership. And what he's driving ZANU-PF into is just a total collapse and disaster. And ZANU-PF will not be able to survive out of this because, what time will they start to give, the respect to the person who was supposed to be coming to take over after Emmerson Mnangagwa if they've not been practicing it, now that we are looking at Mnangagwa being in his very last term. And instead, they now want to join his wagon to continue to sing about the 2030 and blah, blah, and blah, blah. And of course, we know that this is a story of people that are only next to Mnangagwa, very close, knowing that they can only survive with him. They can only eat with him. They can only be protected when he's in power. Without that, they know that they will go to the political dustbin. So that is the sad scenario that we continue to see. So Mthuli Ncube, looking at him, he has already been reduced to nothing. And that is what ZANU-PF is allowed, because making Mnangagwa like a small god has actually made him to become, more stiff-necked and started to be, arrogant and think that everything and everyone belongs to him. And that becomes a problem to the point that now he wants to make sure that Zimbabwe moves away from being a democracy and instead become a monarch that shall be run by his own children and children's children. But it's not going to be happening anyway. It's a big dream that he has in his mind, but things are not going to go as according to his plans. Zimbabwe is going to be free, and very, very soon we are actually in that season for change. And it's going to happen. Mnangagwa will not be able to control what is about to be happening because this is the season of change and God is in it. And definitely we are coming out victorious. Thank you so much, family, for joining me on the show. We will continue to be talking and giving you updates as usual. Subscribe to this channel and also to the main channel, Chatufa Television Production, and also continue to support both platforms so that we keep them afloat. Otherwise, this is actually our backup channel. ZANU-PF are treacherous. They can do anything. So, of course, God forbid, in the event that something happens, we must have somewhere to fall back to. That's why we want to keep this platform alive. So don't neglect it. Don't ignore it. Let's continue to support it and also subscribe to it and continue to support the whatever work that we are doing on this platform. Later on, this platform, like I've always been saying, is going to be used for what we need really to use it for. There is a plan that is ahead there. I'll be telling you about it as we get there. Otherwise, thank you so much, family. Remain blessed. Subscribe, like, and share, and we'll be meeting in the upcoming shows. Remain blessed.